Well, thank you, Mr. Chairman, and thank you, Mr. Secretary and Chairman Caine. It's always a pleasure to have you here. I'm going to fall in line with the Chairman's earlier statements that we can do whatever we want with our 5 minutes, and I'm going to give you all a break from the conflict here, and I'm going to tell you a story, and it's a story that's important to me. And I'm going to start with a proposed citation. And it's a rare point of personal privilege for me to do this, but I have an ask of you. But I'm going to start with a proposed citation for a Medal of Honor award upgrade from a Silver Star. Sergeant First Class Thomas J. Grasso distinguished himself by acts of gallantry and intrepidity above and beyond the call of duty between September 29, 2015 and October 4, 2015, while serving as a senior communications sergeant, Operational Detachment Alpha 3133, Advanced Operations Base North, Special Operations Task Force Afghanistan, in support of Operation Resolute Support. Sergeant First Class Grasso was part of a small Special Forces element that seized Kunduz, a provincial capital of over 300,000 civilians, from the Taliban. Outnumbered 60-1, the U.S. Special Forces element faced an overwhelming enemy force of 2,000 confirmed Taliban fighters. On September 29th, facing a Taliban advance on Kunduz airfield, Sergeant First Class Grasso established a sniper overwatch position in the air traffic control tower. With enemy fire converging from 3 directions, Sergeant First Class Grasso risked his life to engage a hostile anti-aircraft team, successfully clearing the way for air support. On September 30th, fighting through relentless ambushes on their subsequent movement into the city, Sergeant First Class Grasso repeatedly dismounted his vehicle while exposed to intense enemy fire to engage insurgents and shield the convoy. During one encounter, while under withering enemy fire, he disregarded his own safety, maneuvered into the kill zone of a complex near ambush, saving the lives of 5 trapped Special Forces teammates, 1 Romanian partner, and their interpreter. Sergeant First Class Grasso again came under heavy machine gun fire when he dismounted to direct the element to the city compound. To enable the remaining element to safely enter the compound, he effectively returned fire and suppressed the enemy positions. From October 1st through 4th, Sergeant First Class Grasso anchored the defense of the compound, absorbing the heaviest concentration of enemy fire. He repeatedly subjected himself to heavy machine gun and rocket-propelled grenade fire from distances as close as 15 meters, repelling dozens of enemy attacks. On October 1st, a rocket-propelled grenade directly hit his position, inflicting a traumatic brain injury. Bleeding, disoriented, and going 60 hours without sleep, he checked on his teammates before returning to his exposed post. From there, he single-handedly neutralized continuous waves of attackers, attempting to detonate vehicle-borne IEDs, forcing the enemy to request a temporary ceasefire. During a subsequent rocket-propelled grenade attack near his position, he eliminated a follow-on explosive-filled rickshaw, preventing a perimeter breach. As the fight wore on, the enemy began throwing hand grenades into the compound from an adjacent building. Sergeant First Class Grasso ran through the blast to hurl grenades back, then established a clear line of sight from an exposed staircase to enable his command to call in a danger-close F-16 strafing run, bullets hitting 15 meters from his position. When partner forces were decisively engaged, without sufficient ammunition outside the perimeter, he maneuvered, without regard for his own safety, under devastating fire to resupply their position, and employed accurate sniper fire, destroying another advance. On October 4th, he unhesitatingly stepped into the enemy's line of sight to destroy the fighter, preparing to fire a rocket-propelled grenade at 2 trapped teammates. Throughout 130 hours of grueling, sleepless combat, Sergeant First Class Grasso's extraordinary heroism, unwavering dedication to his teammates, and complete disregard for his own life ensured the recapture of Kunduz with 0 friendly personnel killed in action. As these severe conditions took a toll on the element, his ability to fight through a traumatic brain injury with indomitable will and lethal precision inspired those around him. Sergeant First Class Thomas J. Grasso's heroism and selflessness are in keeping with the highest traditions of military service and reflect great credit upon himself, his unit, and the United States Army. I'm asking you to direct the board chair of HRC, Awards and Decorations Branch, to board Sergeant First Class Thomas J. Grasso's packet. I know these things to be true inside of this packet because I was there. And I'm here today only because I was one of those 5 that he rescued out of that near complex ambush. And I'm grateful for your service to our nation.
Congressman,
thank you.
We'll do it. and I'd love to meet the sergeant first class.
Thank you.
I think the gentleman yields.
Support journalism you trust. Support PBS News. Donate now, or even better, start a monthly contribution today.